All right, today we're diving into a book that's created a ton of buzz by promising one simple change can completely revolutionize your life. I'm talking about Robin Sharma's The 5 a.m. Club. Now, this concept has a massive following, for sure, but it's also sparked a lot of debate. So let's get into it and see what all the fuss is about.
So let's just kick things off with a question that the book itself poses, and one that, well, it probably hits home for a lot of us. Have you ever felt like you're just kind of stuck in a rut? You know that feeling where your days just seem to blur together without any real sense of progress or excitement?
Well, the book's big idea, its core promise really, is that the secret to unlocking incredible productivity, better health, and even just a sense of peace isn't found in some complicated strategy. It doesn't start at the office or in the gym. Nope. It all starts in the quiet, peaceful hours right before dawn. Okay, so what's the big deal about waking up at 5 a.m.? I mean, what's the actual promise here? Why are so many people so drawn to this one seemingly simple idea?
This is where it gets kind of interesting. See, this isn't just some dry, boring textbook. Sharma actually wraps his whole philosophy inside a story. We follow two characters, an entrepreneur and an artist, who've both pretty much hit rock bottom. Then, they meet this mysterious, eccentric billionaire who takes them under his wing. And as he teaches them, we get to learn all the secrets right alongside them.
All right, but before we even get to the actual how-to of the 5 a.m. routine, the book takes a step back. It really hammers home this idea that to change your outer world, you've got to start by mastering your inner world. And he gives this foundation a name, your 4 inner empires.
The idea here is really powerful. It's that all that external success we're chasing is just a result of what's going on inside. I mean, think about it. You can't possibly perform at your best if your mindset is negative, your health is poor, or you're emotionally drained. The goal is to nurture all 4 of these empires, your mindset, your health set, your heart set, and your soul set, and bring them all into balance.
Okay, so the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. You're up. Now what do? This is where we get to the real meat of the book, the actionable part. It's a very specific formula for that first hour of the day, which he calls the victory hour.
And this is the secret sauce, the 20-20-20 formula. It's so simple, but that's the beauty of it. The idea isn't just to be awake, it's to use that time with real purpose. You break that first hour into 3 20-minute chunks. First 20 minutes, move. Get your heart rate up. Next 20, reflect, journal, meditate, plan your day. And the final 20, grow. Read a book, listen to a podcast, learn something new. It's like a total warm-up for your mind, body, and spirit before most people have even hit the snooze button.
And this really brings us to the core message of the whole thing. It's all about consistency. It's not about doing something heroic once in a while. No, it's about those small, daily wins that stack up over time to create extraordinary results. This morning routine, that's your cornerstone habit, the one that sets the tone for everything else. Okay, but you might be thinking, is this just about forcing yourself to do something hard, or is there something more to it? Well, according to the book, there's actually a bit of science behind why this specific morning ritual is so darn effective.
So the idea is you're kind of gaming your own system, your own brain chemistry. First thing in the morning, that part of your brain that worries on the time, your prefrontal cortex, is actually quieter. At the same time, when you exercise, you get this rush of feel-good chemicals like dopamine. You get an hour of pure, quiet focus before the emails and notifications start blowing up your phone. And that first win of the day, just getting out of bed, that strengthens your willpower muscle for everything else you've got to face.
The whole theory sounds pretty solid, right? But what happens when it hits the real world? What do people who have actually read the book think? Well, like with a lot of these big self-help ideas, people are pretty divided.
You've got one camp of readers who are just absolutely raving about it. They're calling it transformative, a total game changer, saying the principles are life-changing. But then, you have the other camp, and they're not so keen on the delivery. They find the story, well, a bit cheesy, wordy, and that the core message gets lost in a lot of filler.
So here's the bottom line. Almost everyone agrees the ideas in the book are powerful. The 20-20-20 rule, the 4 empires, the focus on consistency, that stuff really resonates. The real sticking point is the way it's told. So whether this book is for you really boils down to one question. Do you mind getting your lessons wrapped up in a fictional story?
But you know, at the end of the day, whether you love the book's style or not, it leaves you with a really powerful question. Just think about it for a second. If you had 1 extra hour every single day, an hour of total, complete focus with no distractions, what could you do with it? What could you build? What could you learn? How could that 1 hour totally change everything?